here.
Yes.
Now, let us check the attendance first. May I know if there's any absent for today? None. So let's put here. So last discussion we discussed about yes, Miss Ramos. Last discussion we discussed about the ICT platform integration in language learning class. Thank you. Very good. I think you learned something. So, okay class, let's start our activity. It's called complete. So, we need two groups. Two groups. Who wants to volunteer? Rosalyn wants to volunteer. Your task is to complete the word based on the pictures. And then, the group that first, kung sino yung group na una makatapos is my prize. Who wants to receive My prize. My prize? Yes, please. Yes. Mama! Ano na kami? Yes. One, two, three, go!
Ma'am,
Ay! Notan niya! Parang pwede tulungan ko lang siya. Sige na. Dali, wala na. Parang ano?
oh.
Yes! Tama! So, let's give them a clap.
Danilin, kami muna.
When you hear the word equally, what comes to your mind first? Yes, correct. Other hand? So, I'm glad that you have prior knowledge about it. So, because it has something common with our new topic for today, which is inquiry-based learning and research-based learning. So, now, what comes to your mind when you hear the word inquiry-based? Not ma'am. Huh? When we say inquiry-based learning, it is an approach to learning that encourages you to engage in problem solving and experimental learning. So let's discuss what is inquiry-based learning and research-based learning. So for the introduction, who wants to read the introduction? Yes, Miss Carla. Yes, Miss Trisha. Miss Trisha.
Inquiry-based learning, ABL, as an approach essentially involves tasks requiring learners' active participation in finding answers to curricular questions. The questions can run from very specific simple questions to more complex questions in relation to the curriculum. Learners are given opportunities to engage in self-regulation activities as they pursue their investigation. Using this in the language classroom can facilitate the development of communication skills as it involves activities such as writing questions, deliberating on ways of finding answers to curricular questions, and presenting outputs as evidence of inquiry among others. This approach encourages students to work together in accomplishing their tasks.
Okay, thank you. When we say inquiry-based learning, it helps students to become curious about the world around them. When we ask students to explore the ideas and concepts, we help them to discover the world through their terms. We give them the freedom to think critically and creatively. In terms naman sa teacher's perspective, with inquiry-based learning, teacher can shift their role from traditional lecturers to facilitators. As a teacher, with inquiry-based instructions, you can set the stage for your students' curiosity and exploration rather than just delivering the facts and the figures. Teacher can prepare engage in lessons, guide the students through this process, and provide an editorial engagement or better explain the concept in So, do you understand what is inquiry-based learning?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. So I have a question. When do you think is the right time to use inquiry-based learning? According to Chris Moore and Gottlieb, that inquiry-based instruction offer an especially appropriate approach to learning about language variation, identity, and power since IBI can provide students with opportunities to learn about current issues in social linguistics through sharing and debating in a personal experience with language from multi-perspectives. So, inquiry-based learning is the best siya to use when educators want to foster critical thinking, problem-solving skills, and then a deeper understanding of concepts among students. For example, if the goal is to stimulate curiosity and passion for learning, IBL or inquiry-based learning can be highly effective by allowing students to pursue questions that interest them and nurture their intrinsic motivation. So, do you understand when to use inquiry-based learning? I'm glad to hear that. Now, let's proceed to the four types of inquiries and discuss it further. So, first, who wants to read an number one?
Structure inquiry. This lesson follows the needs of a teacher as the entire class engages in one topic together.
Thank you, Miss Tina. So, first, it is structure inquiry. When we say structure inquiry, it is a teaching method that involves guiding students through a series of steps. So, take note of that series of steps. Teacher asks questions and guides students through activity and assessment. Structured inquiry is often used in science classroom because it helps students to understand the concept and apply them in real life situations. So, number two, who wants to read the number two? So, control inquiry includes control inquiry is an approach to teaching that allows students to explore one question from within the perspective. These questions come from multiple sources, including teachers, peers, and internet. Teachers curate the question which allow them to focus on what they care about while still allowing students to explore topics that interest them. So, third, who wants to read the third inquiry? Yes, Miss. Okay, thank you. Guided inquiry-based learning approach helps students to introduce topics and students begin to form their own question about those topics. So, students can choose their own resources to research those questions. Fourth, what's your fourth inquiry? Yes, Miss Rina.
Students are allowed to use their own topics without any reference or prescribed outcome.
In pre-inquiry-based learning, students are free to explore any topic they choose from the work. Teacher provide guidance and support, but students are responsible for designing their own lessons and assessing themselves. So, do you understand what is the four types of inquiry?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, what are the four types of inquiry?
Structure inquiry, control inquiry, guided inquiry, pre-inquiry.
Okay, thank you so much for your active participation. The next topic will be discussed by teacher Joyce.
So again, I am learning competencies that can be satisfied by a simple inquiry, more complex inquiry. He or she controls and prepares the topic for investigation and guides the learners by sending them questions to be explored. Learners are allowed to design their own way of investigation and present their output using technology tools that are afforded to them. When technology is coupled with IPL, the gateway to information is open and students can have access to information at any time and anywhere. It is assumed that the teacher is knowledgeable of the sources of information and whether the learners have access to these sources. Thank you, Tina. So, when we say the role of the teacher, so it says that the teacher plays an important role during inquiry-based learning. Although inquiry learning is student-centered, the teacher is important for fostering a positive learning environment or providing advice and guidance. So one of the primary rules of the teacher is to teach students how to ask different kinds of appropriate questions. This is done by modeling inquiry-based thinking process for students. So when students are based in an environment where open-ended questions were continually asked by the teacher, they begin to internalize some of the same questions and incorporate them into their thinking process. So the teacher must answer one during any inquiry learning. The teacher can address some of these problems by directing students to helpful resources or encouraging them to seek help from their peers. Also, in the case where several students are having the same troubles and there are limited resources available to the students, to clear up their difficulties, the teacher can carry out a mini lesson to clarify the students' understanding. So class, did you already understand the role of the teachers in inquiry-based learning?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. So, when designing an IBI, the teacher has to consider the following fields. And this, ito mga kailangan i-consider niya to is proposed by Absit and Cohense. So, we have here 6, and this is na kailangan i-consider. So, the first one is the prior knowledge and capacity. Second, context. Learners require meaning from experiences. Third, content and learning materials. Fourth, process. 5, strategy of reactions and behavior. And the last one is the course outcome. So, let's discuss it one by one. So, when we say prior knowledge and capacity, if understanding the student's existing knowledge and abilities is crucial for designing appropriate inquiry-based activities. When we say context, it is important to create learning experiences that are meaningful and relevant to the learner's real work experiences and environment. When we say content and learning materials, selecting and designing appropriate content and materials that align with the learning objectives in promote inquiry and exploration. So it is important that when designing an IBL, it is important to select and design an appropriate content and materials, yes, that align with the learning objectives. And the first one is the process, designing the process of inquiry, including the steps, methods, and strategies that students will use to explore and investigate a given topic or problem. And the fifth one is the strategy of reactions and behavior, considering how students will react and behave during the inquiry process, and planning strategies to support and guide their inquiry. And the last one is the course outcomes, aligning the inquiry activities with the desired learning outcomes, and assessing the effectiveness of the IBL approach in achieving these outcomes. So, here are the 6 when designing an IBL, the teacher need to consider. So again, class, what are the teacher need to consider when designing an IBL according to Absit and Cogency?
Prior capacity, context, content and learning materials, process, strategy of reaction, behavior, course outcome.
Very good. So we already done with the role of teacher. Now let's discuss the role of technology and inquiry-based learning. So who wants to read? Yes, Sunny.
The success of IBL largely depends on the curriculum in relation to the curriculum. The language teachers need to look into learning competencies that doesn't satisfy When technology is occupied, with IPL, again, greater information is open and students can have access to information at any time and anywhere. It is assumed that the teacher is knowledgeable about the uses of information and whether the learner has access to it.
Thank you, Miss Honey. So, in empirical learning, using technology is just one way to find information among many others. This means that besides using the internet, students can also gather information from other sources like books, people, or experiments. However, since students are often very comfortable with the internet, guiding them to find useful online resources helps them develop the research and communication skills. By doing this, students learn how to use educational tools effectively both in off-use and self-taught. So next, who wants to lead? Yes, Laila.
It should be noted that the use of technology in IPL is just one of the many sources of information in the process of inquiry. This does not exclude the other resources utilized and non-utilized in gathering information. However, computers are reliable, undeniably familiar, and probably more adept in exploring the internet, guiding them in locating all the resources that are relevant in developing the research and communication skills with that will let them learn the importance of using educational resources in an explicit and positive way.
Thank you, Delilah. So it says that the internet or the World Wide Web offers many places to find information, making it the most popular source of knowledge due to its variety of tools. Language is no longer a barrier because you can find information in many languages. For language teachers and learners, there are lots of free educational websites tailored to their needs. So when teachers use a method called inquiry-based learning or IPL, they should guide students to reliable websites. The technology tools available whether online or offline should help students learn according to the goals set in the K-12 language curriculum. So did you understand, class, the role of technology?
Yes, ma'am!
So since you already familiar or understand the role of teachers and the role of technology in inquiry-based learning, we will have an activity.
Yes.
But it will serve as your assignment.
Yes, ma'am. Noted.
So, first one, what is inquiry-based learning? Second, what are the 4 types of inquiry-based learning? Third, when designing an IPL, the teacher has to consider the following fields proposed by absent and post and omitted. So, what are those? So, now let's summarize our topic again. So, what is our topic all about?